Alright, I think... Alright, I think we are good to go. Just gotta wait for this to load up and then we can start. So we'll just kind of do like the normal rundown with like every new version update. I'll just do the trial run, see how the character feels, and then we'll hop into the quest. Yeah, sorry about the delay. I had to do something. It was kind of urgent, so it's okay. We're here now. For light. Just claim all of our stuff. So today I'm gonna do the Archon quest, and then maybe... I don't know which day I'm gonna do the story quest. We'll kind of figure it out as we go.
Drop your weapon! By royal decree! Loaded. Where evil lurks, shoot on sight. Stop right there! Hands where I can...
As you wish, me. I got you covered!
Into the shadows. Hunt them down. Ready.
I'm not gonna lie, I might have to try out more of the trial run later on, because I don't know if I'm just inputting the keys wrong. It feels... I don't know, it feels like the timing is off in those, but maybe that's just me.
Let's dance. Midnight, fantastic.
Diffract. As you wish, main Fräulein. Scatter.
Alright, easy. Alright, let's see how set those feels in gameplay. I might try 2 trial runs, just to kind of see, because I think he has like... He has 2 playstyles basically, which is the interesting part about his kit.
Stay put.
Way ahead of you. Space. You are not welcome here. Way ahead of you. Polarize.
I don't like the... I don't know if I like the getting frozen part. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter if you like just aim it correctly. But I don't know. Everything's just kind of like probably feels weird because it's just a new playstyle. Oh wait, didn't I say I was gonna try the normal attack? Oh, whatever, we'll just go back to that later. We'll do the rest of these trial runs and then go back to Sethos.
Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. You've been a naughty boy. Try not to enjoy the...
Rain cutter. Huh? Everybody stand back.
Eat this! Boba, get them!
Yeah, let's light it up.
You're in for a little shock.
Okay, so that's Bennett's trial, then Toma.
Nice and spicy!
Cool it. Ah,
Motion to compel!
here's backup. This moment will be frozen in
Hey-ya! Breath of the flame! Ha! Boom boom!
I'm using how a Yan phase in this trial run. I don't think we've had that happen before. Okay, so I'll try this one more time just with like the normal attack style and then can see how that feels.
Stay put! Odds revealed!
Give some space. The sage's wisdom.
Hi! Just like we rehearsed! You Glade! Yep.
As you wish, Mainful. Gloom to Al-Akbar! Excuse me?
Hi! Stay put! Kohanamba! Help!
Midnight Vental. The sage's wisdom.
Okay. I mean, if I get Sethos in my... If I get him in my, like, stuff, then
Once there
then I can maybe try out playstyles with him. Okay. I'm gonna try go for Alhaitham's weapon. Or not his weapon, his, I'm gonna just try go for him, because I actually don't have a good on-fielder. And an Candace, interesting. Okay, C0 Sethos. That's pretty good already. I just need at least one copy of Sethos. Okay. C1 Sethos, C7. I don't know, it's like C12 Toma at that point. One more. I think we're at 60 now. Ooh, do I want to get Kaya instead with like a constellation? That'd be pretty cool. Crit rate of charge attack is increased by 15. Pretty good.
By the sage's wisdom. Glory to Al-Akbar. Move or be moved. Behind you.
I don't know what kind of bow I'm going to give him. I think I have Scion actually, so maybe I'll give him Scion. Oh yeah, sorry if my throat kind of sounds... If I sound kind of like scratchy, my throat just kind of... I mean, I guess the honest answer is I was singing in the shower and I kind of hit one of the... my voice kind of gave out when I was singing earlier, so... Yeah. I will not do that again before stream, because now I sound like I am... Like, I'm not sick, I'm just... my voice just kind of gave out. Do I really want to do... Nah. I've come this far, getting a C, getting Kaya constellations. I'll just go on. Do kind of want to see if I can get Alhaitham. Dang. I guess this is going to be another, like, roll for Alhaitham off-stream moment, and then I end up winning 50-50 again. I guess. Okay, so... For some reason, our stuff takes place in Sumeru? I don't know why? Oh, wait. Focused mode. Gotta make sure I do not get interrupted by anything. I wonder how long this quest is. Oh, and actually, maybe I will do... Can I do a different team? Maybe a Nahida team, because we're in Sumeru.
Time to broaden the horizons again. Everyone hold hands!
Perfect. It's you two. I have a commission here that has your names written all over it. In fact, I'd even go so far as to say you're the only ones for the job.
I just realized I forgot to turn up the volume in-game.
The only ones for the job? Huh. If our help is really that important, it's probably some Archon class commission, right?
The Adventurers Guild doesn't employ that kind of classification system. In fact, this commission is also probably not nearly as intimidating as what you're expecting. All it asks us to do is to find a missing person.
Oh, I mean, we've been looking for a missing person, like, this whole journey, so how hard could it possibly be?
Huh? Then why did you say we were the only ones for the job?
I came across this commission while reviewing our backlog not too long ago. It seems simple, but our records indicate that over a dozen successive efforts to complete it have all ended in failure, despite attempts by several accomplished and renowned adventurers. With the reputation of the Adventurers Guild and the performance of the Sumeru branch at stake, it's in our best interest to assign this commission to the adventurer with the highest completion rate over the past few years.
Well, that's us for sure.
All I'm asking is for you to give it your best shot. If it proves to be beyond your capabilities as well, I'll talk to the commissioner about canceling the commission.
Okay, so who are we looking for? And what is it about this commission that's made it so hard to complete?
This commission was jointly issued by the residents of Vimara Village. They say one of their own villagers has gone missing. But the problem is, they don't know the missing person's name. They can only provide information about his general appearance.
Oh. Interesting.
They're all from the same village, but they don't even know his name? If so many adventurers have failed to complete this commission, maybe this missing villager doesn't exist at all. Could it be some sort of a prank or something?
Unlikely. Several villagers came by to issue the commission, and judging by their appearance and tone of voice, they seemed incredibly sincere, It certainly didn't seem like a joke to them. Besides, putting up a commission requires a processing fee. There aren't many upsides to a prank that costs Mora to carry out. In any case, it would probably be best to go to Vimara village and ask around first. The Adventurers Guild does have some information on hand, but I would say anything you can learn directly from the villagers would be far more reliable. The best way to avoid misdirection is to go to the source.
Alright then, let's go! Paimon's starting to get really curious about this whole thing.
I wonder if it can't be Dainsleif, can it? Okay, let me raise the volume. I always forget to raise it back up when I'm on a stream.
Ad Astra Abyss.
Commit it to memory. We made it to Vimara Village! Why don't we talk to some of the villagers to learn a little bit more about the missing guy? If this commission is really as challenging as Catherine made it out to be, we're gonna need to carry out a very detailed investigation.
Hello there. You looking to buy something? I do business in this area.
Oh, no, we're adventurers. Catherine sent us to look into a commission here in Vimara Village.
I wonder if I should do that thing that I've seen other people do. They like write little notes about like talk. I want to kind of do that actually. Let me just grab my phone. You can just do like little talking points. Like a little talking points thing. I can kind of discuss it as we stream it. I don't know. I saw Dish doing it. I thought it was kind of interesting.
Ah, so you hear about that then? Ah, you're not the first, that's for sure. We've certainly made a lot of trouble for you all. To be honest, we aren't holding out much hope. Many adventurers have made their way out here, confident they'd be able to help us, only to leave soon after with nothing to show for their efforts. We've pretty much had it up to here in questions, and the area around the village has practically been overturned in search of clues, but no one has been able to make any headway.
So, this person we're looking for, what's his name? Where did he live? Does he have any relatives?
I don't know. I really have no clue. I couldn't tell you.
Why doesn't he have any...
Okay, guess you are really sick of answering questions.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sound short with you. I was actually just giving you my answer to your questions. I know it may seem like we don't have anything to offer by way of information, but I promise you, we all have a very strong impression of him. When you live in the same village as someone, you develop a lot of memories together, you know?
Is it Cari-bert? No. Could it possibly? No, I don't know if it could be. I mean... I don't know. It's like, how do you have a strong impression of someone but not remember details? Like, is this an Irminsul thing?
We just don't know the specifics. Maybe we did at one point, but that information is long gone by now. At least that's what everyone in the village seems to think. We've all exchanged what we know, and that was the only logical conclusion.
Alright, specifics aside then, what kind of person was he?
Young guy, in his early 20s probably. Incredibly kind sort of person, always willing to lend a helping hand.
Maybe it is Cari-bert.
I'd chat with him when I didn't have any customers. I even saw him stick out his neck for others on more than one occasion. Very interesting guy, that one.
Now that you've started talking about him, you don't seem nearly as down in the dumps as you did before. Seems like he left a pretty good impression on you.
But of course, everyone in the village is pretty fond of him. We wouldn't have issued that commission otherwise. There aren't many young people like him nowadays, so genuine and pure. To think that he just up and disappeared one day. I just hope nothing bad happened.
Could he have just moved away without telling anyone?
No, he's not the type to leave without saying goodbye. And anyway, moving away without being seen by a single person in the village? There's no way he would have been able to manage that.
Huh. Alright, thanks for the information. We're gonna go ask around some more. This way, turn a little.
I really hope he's okay. Please, we're counting on you to find him.
Is there a way for me to get across? Oh.
I see everything.
It's the guests I hear.
Hi, Grandpa Amadea. We're here to help you look for the guy that's gone missing.
Ah, so that's what brings you to these parts. Coming all this way for our sake. That's so very kind of you. With your help, I trust that young man's case is in good hands.
Could you tell us a bit about him?
Of course. I'm happy to help any way I can. With my failing eyesight, I'm afraid I can't offer much about his appearance. But I do remember hearing the sound of his voice. Not recently, of course. That loss has left me feeling quite empty. I don't think his parents are still living in the village, but somehow he never seemed lonely. In fact, he was usually the one offering companionship to others. He would often take time to visit the elderly or play with the orphans in the village. And whenever someone had something on their mind, he was there to listen with open ears. He always knew just what to say. As the village chief, I owe him many thanks. Helping villagers navigate difficult moments in their lives should have been one of my responsibilities, but he was often the one rising to the occasion.
Wow. He seems like such a nice and gentle person. No wonder his disappearance affected you all so much.
If it is Cari-bert, oh no. If it is Cari-bert, do we think it is? Do we think that maybe he like cured himself somehow, or he got cured?
You wouldn't happen to know any details about his name, address, or family situation, right?
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I just can't remember. No matter how you look at it, I should know those things. But for some reason, no matter how hard I try to remember, the information just doesn't come. Perhaps my age really has caught up with me this time.
It's okay. There's no need to force yourself to try and remember. We'll figure something out. Well, Traveler, what do you think?
Well, things aren't
I
adding
think so
up.
too. Like, the name thing. It's so weird that no one remembers his name. And nobody has been able to tell us anything about his family or where he lived. It's like this guy's been erased from reality or something.
He's someone who only exists in people's memories. Oh, that's another way of looking. Okay. So it's like, okay, so I think a way that I would envision that is like a reverse Irminsul situation. Like if like erasing someone from reality would if for erasing someone from Irminsul erases their memories of that person, right? But it keeps them in reality. Then like a reverse situation of that would be it's like either erasing someone from reality but only keeping them in memories, or where am I don't know where I'm going with this. My brain's just going on a tangent.
Wait, so you're saying it's not that he's been erased, necessarily, but more like he never existed to begin with? Okay, Paimon's gonna need some time to process that one. Someone who only exists in people's memories?
See? I'm onto something. We're in Sumeru when you think about it, so it kind of makes sense. Yeah, like mass alteration of
You two are
memories.
the adventurers who just arrived, right? You're here for the Vamara Village Commission?
Yep, sure are. We were just looking into the case.
I'm so glad to hear that. Thank goodness you haven't given up. I've been so worried the Adventurers Guild might cancel our commission. My name is Atosa, by the way. I grew up here in Vamara Village. Anyway, I just wanted to say, please keep searching for a missing villager. I'm begging you. You have to find him.
Yeah, no need to worry. We'll give it our best shot. So, were you close to the missing villager? Are there any leads you can give us?
I'm not sure this counts as a lead, but follow me. There's a place I'd like to show you.
It's all thanks to Lesser Lord Sinatra. There's no rush.
What? No thank you.
Is this the place? Under this tree?
Yep. I know it doesn't look like much, but this place is very meaningful to me. It's so full of memories. We used to always sit together under this tree and talk. Sometimes we would look up at the clouds in the sky, or stop to feel the wind against our skin. We could sit there for hours at a time, never realizing how long it had been. I was actually adopted by the people of Vamara Village. The forest rangers found me in the woods as a child. I was surrounded by such good people, and growing up in the village was so lively. Still, there were times when I couldn't help but feel incredibly alone.
Alone?
How should I put it? When something's bothering you, or when you have good news to share, you always want to talk about it with somebody. But for the longest time, I didn't know who I could talk to, or if I should say anything at all. Everyone has their own problems to deal with. Even if I might want to confide in others, I don't want to become a burden.
Oh, relatable.
Really? You know exactly how I feel?
I used to have someone like that, a family member that I could talk to no matter what, but now I have a lot of friends who understand me and would be happy to help me out, or hear me out.
Aww.
Wow, that sounds really nice. You're quite lucky. When it comes to our missing villager, well, I guess you could say that to me. He felt like both a family member I could rely on and a friend who could really understand me. No matter what came my way, I knew I could always talk to him. He was so thoughtful and pure, and patient too. Whenever I talked to him, he would always seem so interested, as if the things I was describing were just as important to him as they were to me. Ever since he disappeared, there's been so much I wanted to tell him. No, none of those things matters now. I just really want to see him again.
Wow. You two must have been really close. Did he ever tell you anything about himself?
He mostly just talked about interesting things he saw around the village. He'd share a lot of his own wild ideas as well. Oh, right! I did ask him about his parents once. But all he said was, they're not here anymore.
Everything is just leaning towards Cari-bert. I'm sticking with this conclusion. If I'm wrong, then I guess I'm wrong, but I'm like 90% sure it's Cari-bert.
I didn't know whether that meant they had left the village or passed away, and I didn't want to pry.
Still not much to go off of.
Look at me. Talking your ear off and still nothing to show for it. I'm sorry I wasn't more help. The last time I talked this much in one go was when we were still together. Come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk, just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be at the same position in the sky.
Well, time always seems to pass slower when you're relaxed, right? What's wrong, Traveler?
It's all the same time of day and time never seemed to pass.
Hey, look at those hilly trails over there. Doesn't it seem like they're acting a little strange?
Oh, it's an abyss person.
The Abyss Order. Could they be the ones behind all of this? Uh-oh, we've been spotted! Quick, get ready to fight!
Oh, hello.
Strike a pop! Illusion shattered!
The doctor will see you now. Grow, grow, grow! Hey! Make yourselves at home!
There is no escape!
Time to shine!
Taking a turn for the better.
Yoo-hoo! I see everything!
Mind the side effects.
This may hurt a little.
Shine down!
Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting monsters to show up. If you hadn't been here, I'm not sure what I would have done.
It was no trouble.
Now that I think about it, the hilly trolls around Vilmara village have been a lot more active lately. They seem agitated and would often attack anything in sight. Chief Amadea doesn't allow the children to play in the area around the village anymore.
Maybe the Abyss Order really is involved. Well, we should head back and check out the situation in Vilmara village just in case. If the Abyss Order is plotting something that could spell trouble for the villagers. Wait a second. That person! It's Dainsleif!
Damn, just insta-kill.
Ah, it's you two.
Oh, a friend of yours? Well, I'll leave you all to it then. I should head back to the village and check up on Chief Amadea and the others anyway. See you later.
Yep, see you later, Atosa! Why do you always have to pop up out of nowhere like that? Is it your life's mission to jump scare us or something?
It's hardly personal. Or intentional, for that matter. As long as you and I are both in pursuit of the Abyss Order, we're bound to cross paths.
Ah, so you're here to investigate the Abyss Order then. That would explain the monsters you were fighting just now.
Naturally. Hold on. Are you not here for the same purpose? No matter. It may have taken you a while to catch on, but I'm sure you've also realized by now that there's something strange about this place. The Abyss Order is most certainly planning something in this area. Or worse, their plan could already be in motion.
So you think the Abyss Order is behind the hilly trail activity in the area?
As things stand, I highly doubt that is their primary motive. I would imagine the increased hilichurl activity is merely a byproduct of whatever it is they're really trying to accomplish.
Still, the hilichurl activity is causing a lot of problems for the people here. We should stick around for a while and protect the village, don't you think?
The best way to protect them is by figuring out what the Abyss Order is truly planning. That is how we prevent further tragedy. And you shall have them. I never intended to hide anything from you. Don't worry. There should be ample time to talk. Ah. So that was the commission that brought you here to Vimara Village. Someone who seems to only exist in people's memories. That is indeed quite intriguing. I would agree that it's unlikely you have a simple missing persons case on your hands. However, any possible connection to the Abyss Order is still unclear. It appears all we have by way of clues is increased hilichurl activity, and that is certainly not much to go off of.
Right! That mysterious voice he heard in his sister's memory. The one who called himself a sinner. Who is he?
Traveler, let me ask you this. Do you believe your sibling to have betrayed you?
Ooh. I like how we can kind of choose this one. I'm the optimist here. I'd rather have faith.
I sense hesitation in your words. After all, you still haven't figured out the whole truth of what happened. There's still hope for the two of you to reconcile. Irreparable damage has not yet been done. The sinner you wish to know about, his situation is different. He and his fellow sinners have long betrayed me, and long betrayed their nation.
Okay, sinners are Conrian. Yeah, I think that's how you spell it. Oh, that's interesting. Sinners are... Oh, could they be part of like the... what is it? Crimson Moon? Was that the one that was before... That was the one before the Eclipse Dynasty, right?
His name is Vedrfolnir, the Visionary. I'm loath to admit it, but he is also my kin, my older brother.
That is interesting. That is a very... I'm sorry, if I don't sound that interested, I'm just not good at showing it, but I am, like, writing all this down for later.
Your brother?
Parallels. Okay, so if we can break down what happens next with this conversation, we might be able to make some clues and make some connections to Ether and Lumine and see what see if we can make any parallels.
There were 5 of them, the 5 sinners of Canria. The wise, Roptatir. The visionary, Vedderfolnir, Gold, Rhindaughter, the foul Sertologi, and Rehir of Solnari, Rerir.
I'm just gonna take a picture of that, because it's a lot of words. Okay, wait, so... Okay, so that's what Skirk meant in the Archon quest, about, like, calling Sertologi, like Rhindaughter, like, of the same vein. That's interesting now. Wait, so Rhindaughter's a sinner. Sertologi's a sinner as well. So it's like... Maybe sinners are people who... I mean, I don't fully know the lore behind this. I don't know if Sinner was already kind of established as something, or if it's, like, still up for debate.
No matter how eroded my memory may become, I will never forget their names. One day, I shall have my vengeance.
Then on the Albedo's lore seems more interesting.
Wait, some of those names sound really familiar. Rhindaughter is the one who created Albedo. Sertologi is Skirk's master. And the one we just learned about, Dane's brother, Vedderfolnir. If he was the voice of the sinner, then the one who inspired Clothar to create the Abyss Order was him.
Wait. So, if a sinner is tied to the Abyss Order somehow, or at least if Vedderfolnir, that means that the Hexen Circle is technically tied to the Abyss Order because of Rhindaughter? And I feel like we kind of knew already that oh, I actually no, that does make sense, because didn't Rhindaughter create the Rift Hounds, which are part of the Abyss? And then the stones like found in the ruins of Fontaine, the one that outlined Fontaine's prophecy, that was likely Vedderfolnir as well. Huh.
They were once people of great esteem in Canria, those who carried the hopes of the nation. They were the best of their peers, outstanding in their respective fields. 6 of us, together. We should have been the ones to prevent the disaster. The ones to stop the Vinster King from continuing to rock the foundation of the world.
Vinster King?
Yet, deep within, the 5 of them craved something more. They could not resist the call of the Abyss, and divided among themselves a power that could destroy the world. So they became sinners, but also transcendent beings, each in possession of world-shattering power.
I'm gonna write down sinners caused cataclysm ? Because I wonder if that's what really happened. There were people saying, I know like at first, people were kind of theorizing that the Archons destroyed Conria because of like, and that was the cause of the cataclysm, like the Archons invaded Conria. But now I'm wondering if it's more like the Archons were trying, like people were saying like the Archons were trying to were there to stop a cataclysm. And I think there was a theory that like there was a theory I think that was like the Conrians were kind of like the first line of defense against the Abyss. And then when the Abyss kind of broke through, the Archons had to step in and, basically go to war. And I'm wondering if that's the case with it.
And when the cataclysm occurred, not one of them stood up in defense of their nation. Not one came forward to prevent the tragedy. And for that, they shall never have my forgiveness.
And I was kind of proven wrong in the It's kind of proven wrong in the same. In this, like a sentence later, I was proven wrong. Sinners let cataclysm happen. And then my sibling came into contact with your brother.
Indeed. If they are not stopped, the day is sure to come when they will also betray the entire world. Of course, as I said, I never intended to hide anything from you.
So, Dane, what have you been looking into all this time?
I've continued to investigate the questions surrounding the Loom of Fate. It's been quite some time since the initial operation was launched. By retrieving the eye of the first field tiller, we were able to stop part of their plan from coming to fruition.
Oh, Paimon remembers! Weren't they going to use it to corrupt Osile and make a god or something?
Indeed. However, it's obvious that was just some sort of technical experiment. The eye was integral to their plan, yet somehow, despite failing to obtain it, they've skipped the experimental phase and found some other way to keep moving forward. There are many signs pointing to that effect.
Then, what should we do? It's not too late, is it?
Our most pressing concern is to determine the purpose of the Loom of Fate. From there, we'll be able to deduce the Abyss Order's true objective.
Well, part of it is that Cari-bert was supposed to become the Loom of Fate.
Based on the intel I've gathered so far, I suspect the Loom of Fate is related to the ley lines in some way.
If Cari-bert became the Loom of Fate, it's affecting... I mean, fate affects memories. That's how we kind of play into this whole idea of it. Ley lines can affect the memories. I don't know. Something. It's related to Cari-bert. They mention it in the program, and now I just know that, like, so of course I know he's involved somehow.
The ley lines?
Traveler, you were able to observe your siblings' memories last time, yes? I believe that was due to the fact that the ley lines in that area were unstable. My recent investigation has shown that Abyss Order activity in a particular area is usually followed by a series of issues with the ley lines.
Wait, then our commission here in Vimara Village, the person who seems to exist only in people's memories, could it be connected?
Memories, ley lines, Loom of Fate, the missing person doesn't seem to exist.
It's certainly possible. I'll join your investigation tomorrow. This missing persons case could very well turn out to be the key to unraveling these mysteries.
Well, if we're teaming up with Dane again, we're gonna need all the energy we can get. Let's try investigating somewhere a little further away tomorrow. So tired. Paimon used way too much brain juice yesterday. It's all Dane's fault saying all that complicated stuff. Well, let's go find Dane. We've got a lot to do today.
Ah, look at me. I can claim rewards now. Remind me to do that later. Oh, I claimed it on the wrong team. Oh, damn, that's a waste of commission points then.
Dane? Hello, Dane? Why are you just zoning out over here? Did something happen?
The missing person from your commission. Could you describe them to me?
Oh, young guy? Early 20s? Seriously, Dane, what's going on?
There appear to be certain memories in my mind that weren't there before. Memories of him.
Oh.
Maybe Maybe we just talked too much about him yesterday and you had a weird dream or something?
No, it wasn't a dream. They're memories. Memories that suddenly appeared in my mind after I woke up. And I'm certain I've never met this person before. I remember handing him the eye of the first field tiller.
Oh.
What? Okay, so this missing person definitely has something to do with the Abyss Order then!
Indeed. And it appears he possesses the ability to implant memories into the minds of others.
Wait then. All the memories the villagers have of him, could they be fake too? Maybe they never knew him at all. But why would he do something like that?
Whatever the Abyss Order is planning, an important truth has been revealed to us this morning.
What sort of truth?
That their goal is still to obtain the eye of the first field tiller. They haven't stopped searching for it. I am the only person who knows its location. Perhaps implanting that particular memory was an attempt to interfere with my mind in some way. Your concerns are not entirely unfounded. I don't believe the Abyss Order is capable of altering reality like that just yet. However, considering their single-minded pursuit of the eye, I would say an equal level of caution is in order on our part. Come with me. We must check whether the eye is still in our possession.
Oh, so you're going to take us to where you hid it?
What if someone follows us if we go straight there and someone is on our tail and we just explain the eye's location? We might have a plan.
Of course.
I am going to switch to back to my Arlecchino team. Just so I don't accidentally select the wrong stuff. Actually, I have a better idea. Let us...
Add Astro. Thank you for.
Let's claim the rewards.
Add Astro.
Okay, and now that I have claimed the Arlecchino stuff for my Arlecchino friendship, and we can go back to this team.
A bitter pill to swallow.
So you hid it way out here? Not an easy place to discover, that's for sure. Well, let's go check to see if it's safe.
Traveler, wait.
Hmm? Ooh. Something's not good.
We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
I wonder if they've, like, brainwashed him or something? Or if he's maybe just, like, playing along with, like, the trick, or, like, the plan.
Hey, wait up!
Okay, maybe I will need a... Maybe I will use the other Kino team if they need Electro and Pyro. Oh, this place is kind of near... Oh, this is by the chasm. That's interesting.
Transfixed! Power that ended Haishan! Final warning!
U.S. Shadow Raven!
It appears the mechanisms here have changed over time. You can access the upper floor through the side door. Perhaps you should try reactivating the mechanism over there.
Overruled!
Oh, that did nothing.
Witness my rise! Laid bare! Eyes on me! Justice will
By royal decree.
Is one of those things the eye? Okay.
Make sure all the runes are pointing in the direction indicated by the light. That should unlock the mechanism.
Oh.
Ah, the door's open. Let's go. Our destination is just up ahead.
Easy peasy. Party setup. I wonder if this is when we're gonna get the Loom confrontation. I think it was in the same scene, like this area.
Looks like we can't go any further.
Be on your guard. I sense the presence of the abyss.
It's the Abyss Order! They're here!
wish, Ming.
Everlasting as the moon! Transfixed! Stop right there! Hands where I can see them!
So that's why they asked us to bring
Just as
an
I
overload
suspected.
team.
The false memories were a trap. The Abyss Order just wanted to follow us here. Now that they're in the vicinity, we should have a chance to see...
Hmm?
Dane? What's wrong?
Can you feel that? There's been a disturbance in the ley lines. It must be the work of the Abyss.
Wow, you must be really sensitive to that sort of thing. Paimon doesn't feel it.
You too. Do as I say. Use that mechanism over there and leave this place. The Abyss Order is putting something in motion. If you return to Vimara Village, I suspect you might finally have the opportunity to locate the missing villager. Just think of it as a way to divide and conquer.
So what is this place that we're trying to... Is Loom about to what? That has to be, right?
I knew going along with your trap would be the only way to meet with you face to face.
Oh my gosh, we got her.
You risked your safety and that of the Eye? That's quite the gamble, Dainsleif. But I believe that I am the one walking into a trap laid by the Twilight Sword.
Oh my gosh, we get to hear Sarah's voice acting, yes!
So you came here all on your own? What about those followers of yours?
When the Twilight Sword is prepared for battle, any army I could send would only be marching to their doom. Better that I face you alone.
I cannot wait until I, watch, someone else's, cause I watch, I love playing these on my own first, but I love to go watch Sevi's gameplay after. And better yet that she has Lumine, because I can hear, Zack doing the same voice lines. I'm so excited to hear that.
I know you must have a lot to say. But if it's a conversation you want, you'll have to defeat me first.
The Abyss Order's on the move. The ley lines are all out of whack. We better hurry back to Vimara Village and see what's going on.
I took note of, Dainsleif's...
Look at those hilly trails over there.
I took note of Dainsleif's expression at Lumine talking about, defeating her in battle. Because I just want to... It's something that's... I thought that was really interesting to see. That we... I think it's cool after all these years. Okay, so something that I really want to talk about actually is I see a lot of people talking about how Dainsleif kind of keeping his distance from Lumine was meant to be... It was people always kind of interpreted it as oh, he's not comforting her, he's being kind of... He's being distant, he's being stoic. I think what people kind of forget, there's two things that people forget. One, neither Dainsleif and Lumine had a good past, like, before they started their journey. When the Conrian Cataclysm occurred, both of them had to experience that, and both of them were kind of traumatized by it. It's not like Dainsleif could be the happy partner, the happy traveling partner. And I think the second thing is that Dainsleif is an adult, right? And Paimon's, like, basically, like, a kid. The way that they will kind of act towards, like, their traveling partner is different. Like, Dainsleif might see that Lumine is kind of in, like, kind of a bad mood and decide to keep distance so that she can kind of keep to herself, like, so that she can be like, he's, like, there for her by being distant a little bit and letting her, like, just stay, like, alone for a bit. Paimon's way of comforting people is through... Paimon's way of comforting people is direct, like kind of how a kid would act. She's direct. She'll, like, try to comfort you. She'll try to make sure you're okay and do things to make you happy. That's why... And, like, I feel like people kind of forget that, like, Dain and Paimon are two very different characters, right? They're not gonna... They're not going to show their care in the same way. But I think people mischaracterize that as Dain being, like, a bad friend or a bad traveling partner. People kind of interpret that as, like, oh, Dain's, like, not a nice person. Like, no, that's not the case. And I think that scene right there, like, when you look at the subtle expression of his, like, it's mainly his eyebrows, right? You kind of see his eyes lighten, his eyebrows go from, like, kind of stiff to, like, solemn. You can tell that he's... In that moment, you can see the expression. He cares for Lumine still. He doesn't want to fight her. Even if he's trying to, like... Even if he has, like, a vengeance against the Abyss and is trying to, like, defeat the Abyss and stop them, he still cares about Lumine. And I think people kind of forget that they were friends, right? People forget that. They were still friends. It wasn't like they were just traveling together and they just kind of had to do it. They had a real history as, like, traveling partners, so it's not like, you know... I just want to sort of, like, rant about that, because I see people I see people talking about, like, oh, Dain's a bad partner and whatever. It's like, no, he gives Lumine space, and that's his way of, like, showing that he's, like... It's, like, his way of trying to show that he cares. It's a different way. Because that's how, you know, that people react like that. When someone's going through it, you give them space. Usually adults give space. A kid will try to comfort and be there. That's the main difference. Dain is not a bad, like, partner for giving Lumine space when she needs it.
Weren't they acting super agitated just a little while ago? Why are they so calm all of a sudden?
In the New World, they bade farewell to the shrouded sun.
Oh.
At last, they no longer needed to dwell on their suffering, or try to differentiate between various thoughts of blasphemy. Such was the price they paid, and thus their souls became cleansed and pure.
Is this... Okay, this is this is where bedtime story comes in. It's clear... Oh my god, that's actually... Oh, that's interesting.
Did you hear that? What was that sound just now? It sounded so gentle. Could that voice be comforting the hilly trills in some way? Oh, this is weird. Let's check if this is happening anywhere else.
So I wonder if Cari-bert is kind of like, you know... Okay, so we can't really see if there's any dialogue going on.
Looks like the same thing is happening over here too. The hilly trills are calm.
You see, we're both still here.
He sounds like Sunday. Like from Star Rail? Is that this sounds like the same voice actor almost. I don't know if it is, but they sound very similar.
We've reclaimed an endless amount of time to love. Release your tears. You no longer need to hold back your sorrow.
Over there. It looks like they're sleeping.
In the end, he whispered, softly. Sleep well, Father. Sleep well, my beloved people. When you awake, that which differentiates us shall be no more.
It almost sounds like a poem or some kind of story. Well, now that the Hilly Trolls have calmed down, Vimara Village should be safe at least. Let's put this situation to the side for now. Dane said this might be our chance to find the missing villager, so we should head back to Vimara Village before it's too late.
Boink. I'm really trying to process the whole story thing. What's also interesting is that we can't actually open up the map. Are we in some sort of dream type of? It's much better here.
Grandpa Medea, is everyone alright? The Abyss Order seems to be up to something nearby.
The Abyss Order? This is the first I'm hearing of it. Thank you for your concern, but as far as I'm aware, it's been business as usual here in the village.
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, also, you didn't happen to come across any clues about the missing villager while we were gone, did you?
Someone's gone missing, you say? Who would that be?
We haven't. It's a fucking Irminsul situation all over again. Now we gotta figure out.
Huh?
Okay, so now. Okay, so maybe here's one of two things that I'm gonna predict right now. One, the person that is perceived as missing is here. Why the heck did I just see like 4 messages like appear all at once? What the heck? Like, I mean, cool, I guess, but why did I just see like 4 messages appear all at the same time? I don't know if Slashcraft's message is like recent, but hi. Okay, so where was I? So one prediction is person is here, and now we gotta figure out which missing person, like, we gotta figure out like who wasn't here before, or he just got fucking Irminsold and he's just gone from the memories in general, and he's still not here in reality. But I do wonder if we're actually gonna see him. I'm predicting that we will see him.
You know, the young guy from Vimara Village. The one you've been looking for all this time. You posted a commission with the Sumeru Adventurers Guild. That's kind of the whole reason we're here, actually. Your missing persons commission.
Ah, I do apologize, you two. I hope I'm not worrying you too much. I'm sure it's just my age making me forgetful again. At least right now, I can't seem to recall whatever it is you're referring to. Perhaps you should try asking someone else.
But how is that? All right. Thanks for your help, Grandpa Amadea. Something's definitely not right. We just talked to Grandpa Amadia about the missing villager. There's no way he could have forgotten all about him just like that. What do you think, Traveler? Could everyone's memories of the missing villager have been erased again? You're right. We should narrow down the possibilities first. Let's go ask someone else then.
Researching human physiology is so much more interesting.
Am I able to change my party? Oh, no, I can't. Okay. He's not gonna remember either.
Someone's gone missing? Who?
Just as expected. That guy you said a bunch of nice things about earlier? The one you always used to chat with. He's around 20 years old, and you said he was a kind, warm-hearted person?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Really? You remember?
There aren't many young people who've earned that kind of praise from me. If you're certain that's what I said, then there's only one person who fits the bill. No doubt about it. But why'd you say he's gone missing? Yeah, I just saw him leave the village. There was someone else with him, too. They couldn't have gone far.
Okay, so first prediction was right. He's here. Like, he's actually here now.
Strange. Bayram seems to remember him. And apparently he just saw him?
I'm surprised he didn't just name drop it, though.
Do you think maybe it's not that there's something wrong with people's memories, but that we've somehow returned to a time before he went missing?
I doubt returning to the past would be that simple. Are we in a dream? We've returned to a point. We are presently traversing someone's memories. I think that's what it is.
If this person only exists in people's memories, maybe we're in someone's memory right now. If we really did travel back to a time before he disappeared, that could explain why the villagers said he hadn't gone missing. Just like what happened with Greater Lord Rukadevada, no one remembers him, because there's been a change in people's memories.
I am going to predict that it's this one.
Right! Paimon totally forgot about the ley line disturbances. We're in someone else's memory. Just like how you entered your sibling's memory last time. That would also explain why we seem to be at a time before he went missing. It's a memory after all. Right. If he's someone who only exists in people's memories, then we're finally on the same turf. But didn't Bayron just say that he saw him leave the village with someone? Where should we go look for him?
The tree!
Who knows how long this ley line disturbance is gonna last? We might not have that much time, and we don't even know whose memory this is. Good idea! That'll help us narrow things down. We pretty much figured out that the missing villager has the ability to...
implant memories into the minds of others.
Right! That! Could we try to figure out more about him using what we know of his ability? Like, does it maybe leave a trace that would somehow give him away?
Implanting memories into the minds of others must be an imperfect process. There's no way the new memories could perfectly blend in with the old ones. There has to be some kind of tell. It's this one. Time does not pass within false memories, but let's just go through all of them. Scenes from false memories will not change.
All the memories seem to be set in or near Vimara village, but I'm still not sure if they're restricted to this location. There's a difference between memories that arise from lived experiences and those that are implanted into the mind. Perhaps it has something to do with time. If time was allowed to pass within the false memories, there's a higher chance they might conflict with someone's original recollection. That would make it much harder to avoid suspicion.
think it was this one. It has to be the one with the dust.
No wonder! All this time and the sky hasn't changed a bit! That must mean time isn't passing! That's the tell of the fake memories! The implanted memories are basically taking place outside of the regular 24 hours of the day. If the memories included the regular passage of time, it would be easy for people to tell that something was off. Like there could be overlap or something. People might start to wonder why they remember doing two different things at the same time of day. That's why he makes sure the memories take place at a specific moment in time rather than over a period of time.
If I'm going already, then the question of whose memory it's is, that seems to have an obvious answer.
Dainsleif had memories implanted into his mind. Could it be that it's happened more than once? We thought Chief Amadea forgot about the missing villager, but it turns out we're at a moment in time before the village issued the commission. The color of the sky coincides with the moment in time she described.
Yeah!
Oh, right! That's exactly what Atosa described!
Huh. Come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk, just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be at the same position in the sky.
Yep, that has to be it! This is definitely Atosa's memory. Yeah, that's where they'll be!
Let's go before it's too late. I just remember, what exactly... I'm just forgetting, what is her... Ah, sprinting consumption. Perfect for this. Oh my gosh, it's a man!
So, you see, Granny Jahiet was a mercenary when she was younger. She just talks like that out of habit. She's not trying to scare the children on purpose. Oh, there I go again. Always talking about my own things. Do you maybe have anything you want to share? It's okay if you don't. You could also just talk
Dude.
about what you think of me?
That Conrian outfit is slick.
Oh, I think you're an incredibly strong and thoughtful young woman.
Oh no, he's hot! Oh my god. I'm a fucking simp. I am no better. I am no better. I am no better than any other person on the internet. Fan artist, drop the carrot. Please, drop the art. Drop the art, please. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
You'll meet many amazing people and live a very happy life. You won't miss someone like me.
Huh? Are those your friends over there?
All right! This version of Atosa hasn't met us yet!
Friends? I guess you could say that. It must have taken them a lot of effort to find me. So, I should see what they need. I'm sorry, Atosa. We'll have to continue this conversation another time.
Cari-bert, please.
Another time, huh? Yeah, okay. I'll head back to the village then. Talk.
Oh, oh my gosh. I hate when I just, like, instinct click. I hear, like, a pause, and then I click. Oh my gosh.
It's nice to see you, Traveler. I believe this is the first time we've met.
Oh! Oh my gosh, after all these years, he still has the little band, the little bandana. Yeah, visionary.
Dane's brother, one of the 5 sinners of Conria. The one who stole the power of the Abyss.
What happens if I submit the conclusion?
No, that doesn't seem...
Okay, yeah, it's just that.
The founder of the Abyss Order. The man who broke the curse of immortality. Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the Loom of Fate. You're Cari-bert Alberic.
Oh my gosh, he speaks! He speaks! Let's go!
Oh. You know me? That's quite the surprise. I don't believe I've met you before. Oh, I see. It was the memory, wasn't it? Your sibling's memory. You saw... the me from back then. This is Atosa's memory. I came here to say goodbye to her. But I suppose I'll just leave her a message instead. Come, let's find somewhere else to talk.
I'm gonna need someone to translate this because I don't know what this means in Tevatian. Oh, is this where we're gonna reunite with Lumine as well? Where's Paimon? Proof of existence.
I suppose you could call it the realm of my consciousness. I'm someone who no longer exists in the real world, after all. As you well know. It's nothing. I still have enough strength to play the part of a good host. I've always hoped that I'd get the chance to talk to you like this, and now, the time has finally arrived.
As much as... What exactly happened to you?
Extreme sorrow and pain. Hope and regret coursing through your veins. And a degree of abyssal power that defies comprehension. Father told me that once I possessed all those elements, I would become the Loom of Fate. But, despite his intentions for me, I never truly became the Loom of Fate. I was merely used as a means for its construction. In truth, I died the moment I set everything in motion. The person you see before you now is nothing but a remnant of consciousness left over within the Loom of Fate.
That's why he no longer exists outside of people. So yeah, like a reverse Herman Soul type of thing.
As for your question, the Loom of Fate is a device capable of weaving ley lines.
Oh.
In its primitive form, it can only be used to create and implant memories. But, as more of it is completed, its power becomes stronger and stronger, until finally, it has the power to weave real ley lines of its own. Once fully completed, the moment it gains the power to weave ley lines, it loses the lower level ability to influence memories. But it also becomes a tool that can change the entire world. Yes, I have the ability to control the Loom in its semi-completed form. I suppose you can think of it as a form of compensation. After all, its existence cost me my life.
I'm still lost as to why he went so far as to introduce himself to all the residents of Mars.
Ah, that. I was wrong to implant those memories. I'm sorry I caused so much trouble. Not only for everyone in the village, but for you as well. I just wanted them to feel like I once existed in this world. As if I had a chance at life.
There's only existing in people's... Wow. That I am writing down. That is a good fucking line. Does only existing in people's memories really count as living? Well, there's...
I know what you must be thinking. Why would I do something so meaningless? But I just couldn't accept it. I had to know what it would be like if I had my own life. What kind of person I would be. What other people would think of me. Chief Amadia, Baram, Granny Jahiyat, Atosa.
Bro, you can't show me a couple. You can't. This is a ship right here. Cari-bert and Atosa. That's a ship right there if I've ever seen one. It's beautiful. I am relying on the fan artists to mend this. This poor heart of mine.
What would it be like if I could live alongside them? No cataclysm, no curse. Just a quiet life in a peaceful village. I was curious, so I selfishly tried to have my own life. Even if that meant piecing together the version of myself that could have been. One memory at a time. I know it sounds stupid. After all, my life ended a long time ago.
I mean, when I heard about, like, how Atosa, like, kind of felt about Cari-bert, it's like, you could tell that, like, I think that's just the kind of, like, feeling that, like, she finally felt like there was, like, that one person who would listen to her and understand her. It's, like, the perfect, like, even if it's not really seen as a romantic ship, that is something that I love in general, like, just as, like, even, like, friendships, as a relationship, even if it's just a purely platonic thing, it's my favorite kind of connection, right? So, I mean, yeah, my brain jumped to shipping it, but I think even as a platonic ship, like, just seen as completely platonic, it's, like, it's beautiful. Like, that kind of relationship is, like, that kind of relationship is priceless, in my eyes.
Any chance at living was stripped away from me when I was 8 years old. My consciousness left to mature in an illusory world of nothingness. Even the form you see before you was nothing but an invention based on my father's appearance. An imagined version of what I would look like if I had the chance to grow up.
He's still... Oh no, he's still technically a kid at heart. But you mean to tell me that the moment he pulled off that mask is when he died? I thought he, like... Oh no, what? No, that's so sad.
I know. But there's nothing I can do to make them find me. If I could exist in the real world, I would return without a second thought and surprise them with the suddenness of it all. But, well, that's not possible for me.
As I understand it, even though you only appeared in their memories, your existence was a great comfort to them. They all believe that you once lived among them. Oh.
I know. Captain Dainsleif. Twilight's sword, you mean? No need to meet up with him. Things should already be settled on his end. Exactly. As someone who could only exist in people's memories, the fact that I'm able to talk to you in my consciousness like this can only mean one thing. The Loom of Fate has already been completed.
What? When the eye of the first field tiller must have fallen into the hands of the...
No need to worry about Captain Dainsleif. He's absolutely fine. The only reason he lost the eye was because I happened to guess exactly what he was planning. Captain Dainsleif has had the eye inside his body this whole time, hasn't he?
Well, he can do that?
His plan was to lure the Abyss Order to a false location, capitalizing on their pursuit of the eye in order to have the chance to confront the princess.
Wait. In his body or on his person? Because those are two very different things. In order to have the...
He would then hand the eye to you and tell you to take it away from that location. That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal and ensure the safety of the eye all at once. A very thorough plan.
But they never handed me the eye.
That's right. Because in his mind, he had given it to you already. Before you two entered that false location.
Traveler, wait. We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
That was when I implanted the memory of him handing you the eye. Given the tense situation at that time, Captain Dainsleif failed to notice anything out of the ordinary, and took that memory to be real. I'm sorry, Traveler, but I needed the Loom of Fate to be completed. And to do that, we had to retrieve the eye. I promise I'm not trying to conceal anything from you, but I truly have no idea what the princess is planning. Tevat's ley line system is deeply entrenched in the planet. Creating new ley lines can neither replace nor extend the ones that already exist. In the face of everything they could be planning, I fear I'm too insignificant to even get a glimpse of the bigger picture.
Oh shit, sorry. My mom called me, so I had to mute my mic just now. What was I saying? Okay, wait. So okay. So I briefly talked about Cari-bert. Okay, at first I thought that Cari-bert was gonna try use the ley lines or the Loom of Fate to bring himself to life. But the question now is can the ley lines actually, can the Loom of Fate actually create ley lines to rewrite reality, or is that too is that still out of reach for a device as powerful as this?
In any case, I had my own use for the Loom of Fate, and my goal, at least, has been achieved.
Your goal?
You remember my father, don't you? Clotar Alberic. I believe you saw him in your sibling's memory. After he used the power of the Abyss to restore consciousness to my hilichurl form, I suffered from an indescribable level of mental anguish. To comfort me, my father told me a story, that this was a fairy tale world where I had to take on the form of a little monster. That story managed to dispel my fears, even if just for a moment.
Oh, so he used his power on the Loom over like the semi-Loom of Fate to lull the hilichurls back into a state of calmness.
My goal was simple. To use the Loom of Fate in its near-completed form, when its ability to create memories was at its strongest. To implant a specific memory into the minds of the hilichurls. In that memory, I would tell them a story, just like my father did for me. It was a story of fairy tales and love. But more than anything, it was the story of us.
He had a device as powerful as the Loom of Fate at his disposal, and all he wanted to do with it was to offer the hilichurls a moment of comfort and...
I can't change the world. Not when I lost the very right to exist within it. Implanting those memories, that was the most worthwhile thing I could offer. All that's left of my existence is a wisp of residual consciousness tied to the Loom of Fate. In truth, that trace of my consciousness should have dissipated long ago. My goal was the one thing that allowed me to hold on all this time. But now, the bedtime story is finished. And it's finally time to rest.
Oh.
Looks like I was too late to see Cari-bert one last time. Cari-bert's consciousness is gone, and this space will soon disappear along with it. Neither of us belongs here. That's why we're not tangible. Were that not the case, I'd love to hug you too.
Oh my god. Oh.
Well, how about a conversation?
Oh my gosh, we're actually gonna get it. We're actually gonna get the Ether and Lumine conversation. Ether better talk, I swear. If he doesn't talk...
The chance to just stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, he's not talking in this one.
That battle earlier was tough. The one against Dane, I mean. I didn't expect that after everything, he would still hesitate to raise his sword against me. Were it not for that, perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. Even after 500 years.
I wish that they didn't. I wish they had him actually voice this. It would have been so, like, nice, you know, to hear his voice.
The Loom of Fate, huh? I still haven't found a way to utilize it to its full potential. But there's still time. Before the heavenly principles awaken.
See, so this is like kind of a... This is where we kind of start to see the gray areas with it. We start to I like that we kind of get to finally get more insight on like the whole Abyss Order stuff, because it's nice that we kind of get to see, because I mean, I think we've seen the Fatui kind of be developed into a gray organization. I think we've slowly started to develop the idea that the heavenly principles aren't good, but I don't think we've ever actually developed the Abyss Order as also being like gray. It's always been depicted as this evil organization. So I think, honestly, I think the fact that Lumine is kind of like the voice of this at the moment is showing us the grayer side of it. Which honestly is really good for like opening up discussions about like who do we actually side with.
Yes, for 500 years now, ever since the cataclysm in Conria. There's been no sign of activity. Not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro Archon destroy her divine throne. Yes? Such a flagrant disregard for the rules, and still Celestia took no action. I suppose that's proof enough of the Heavenly Principles situation. However, the Heavenly Principles will awaken. We just don't know when that will be, or what might trigger it. You could say that. Just look at Cari-bert. He was so pure and single-minded. The space we now find ourselves is a perfect representation of who he was, quiet and peaceful. Even as a hilly churl, seeing the terrible sight within the mirror wasn't enough to taint his spirit. He brought comfort to the people of this world, even though he was denied the very right to be a part of it. So ask yourself this. Who was it that deprived him of that right to exist?
Oh.
Of course, that's only one example. My feelings about the Heavenly Principles are too complicated to explain in just a few words. Ether?
Talk. Please. Please talk.
You're the only one in this world who calls me that.
Yes, he talks. Oh my gosh.
There's so much I wanted to ask you, but for some reason, I'm not interested in asking those questions right now. There's just one thing I have to ask. One thing I could never understand. Why? Why can't we continue our journey together?
Oh my god. I'm writing note of that. Okay, we're gonna go back to the Cari-bert. I'll briefly talk about the whole Cari-bert and Atosa thing later. There's something else that's interesting to talk about.
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of Flowers at the End. Do you remember? A long time ago, when we traveled between worlds
Gonna
together.
close my window really quick. It's getting late. I don't want to be too loud, like, and wake up my neighbors. I don't actually, no, it's not that late, but still. I don't want to be too loud at night.
You told me you wanted to find a place in the universe where that one flower was in full bloom. To have a place like that suddenly appear before me. Well, would you think of that as a coincidence?
You mean...
I miss you too, Ether. But as this war continues to rage, and as I continue to seek that final answer, I don't even know how to face myself sometimes, let alone my own brother.
What's going on?
This space has lost its tether. I doubt it'll be able to exist much longer.
No.
In fact, aside from our inability to physically interact with each other, there's something else you should know about this space. With Cari-bert gone, we won't be able to remember anything that happened here.
What? You mean to tell me that they finally get to reunite after, like, how many years? And they're not even gonna remember this interaction? That's so evil. That is cruel. No, okay, I'm gonna talk about that actually too. Because I think that's I don't like that. I want to talk about that.
Everything in space will be wiped from existence, including all memory of our reunion.
You're only telling me this now?
That glass shattering effect was really cool, though. In any sort of positive, for just for a small little positive thing, that is.
Still so sleepy. Paimon's head feels all fuzzy. Oh, Paimon woke up a little earlier than you, so Paimon will fill you in. The villagers said that they saw us sleeping near the village yesterday. They couldn't wake us up no matter how hard they tried, so they decided to just bring us back here.
I don't think Lumine... I don't think she actually touched Ether's head. I think it was kind of like... It was kind of like a ghost type of thing. Like, I'm pretty sure if she like actually put her hand up to his head, it would have phased through. But I don't think they can show that in like non-animated form, because it's not animated. It's just like a game model. That's from just like a game development standpoint. I think that's what it kind of was. Like, it would have phased through. It would have phased through if she like, if we were like maybe in an animation of some kind.
Oh, and Dane came by just now? It looked like he was injured. He didn't say anything, though. Just made sure that you were alright and left. Kinda seemed like he had a lot on his mind, but that's Dane for ya. Let's think for a second. We were in that memory, and we saw that guy you called Cari-bert. He was the missing villager that we've been trying to find, right? And after that, Paimon doesn't remember what happened. Wait, really? What a score!
I guess our commission's complete then. The missing villager, the person who only existed in people's memories, was Cari-bert all along. No, he's gone. I'm not really sure how to explain things to the villagers.
Well, what happened after that?
I'm just... Oh.
Ah, there you are. Sleep well?
Bayram, you sure seem happy. Did something good happen?
Something good? Huh. Wasn't anything good or bad, I'd say. It's just that, well, the village organized another search party yesterday. It didn't feel right to leave all the searching to the adventurers. So there we were, searching away, when suddenly this one guy said it all came back to him. According to him, one day around dusk he was passing by this one tree outside the village, and he saw our missing villager. There he was, sleeping under that tree all by himself. His parents came a little later to wake him up, and they all left together. They looked like quite a happy family, apparently.
Aww.
And after that, well, we all started to feel like that really is what happened. Kind of strange that we forgot all about it for so long.
His last memory that he gave them was him leaving in peace.
Oh, and we also remembered his name, Cari-bert. Now, that's not a name you hear every day. Would have been helpful if we remembered it sooner. Well, I hope he's happy wherever he is, and we're all relieved now that we know what happened.
Seems like everyone thinks Cari-bert left the village. That's probably for the best. At least they have some sort of explanation now. Paimon wonders how Atosa's doing. Maybe we should go check on her. If she hasn't remembered like everyone else, we can tell her what happened. Paimon didn't see her in the village just now, so she's probably at the tree. Come on, let's go talk to her.
I think it's good that I actually wrote down some of the impactful moments of this quest, because now I actually kind of have like a better... I have kind of like a better, like... I kind of remember like the moments a bit better since I actually wrote them down. And that means I can actually like discuss them more in depth after we finish this quest.
Oh, it's you two. I was just about to go looking for you. I wanted to thank you. I was part of the search party, so I remember what happened to Cari-bert now. Honestly, I just can't believe I forgot something so important. It's funny, but I have this feeling he told me the same thing. I just can't seem to remember when. I guess it doesn't really matter anyway. Life is made up of a series of memories. As long as I hold on to our time together, he'll always be a part of my life. I'm just happy I got to meet him. So, who cares what happens in the future, right? Okay, I'll admit, I'm just putting on a brave face. I was dumped, wasn't I?
Okay, see, I wasn't too far-fetched by calling it a ship.
Otherwise, why would he just leave like that without saying goodbye?
I wasn't too far off, at least. I mean, it was kind of hinted.
You don't need to comfort me. I'll be okay. It's just like Cari-bert said. It's the things we overcome that make life more precious. And you know, if he has a heart, maybe he'll come back and see me one day.
Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that to me.
Anyway, thanks for all your hard work, you two. I promised I'd help Granny Jahiet with something, so I should head back. Goodbye.
Well, that should be it, right? Everyone's lives can go back to normal now. Oh, right! Weren't you about to tell Paimon what happened after your conversation with Cari-bert? A picture? Where'd that come from? Let Paimon see!
You must get along with each other, the two of you? Oh my gosh. Wait. No. Where is it? Where is it? This is part of the quest items, right? God, they can't do that to me. What? Is that also the last thing he did? Oh my gosh, wow, they really just had to do that to me. Okay, let me pull up my notes on this story quest. Okay, gosh, I I don't want to talk about this. I'm going to start crying because all of these are really emotional. Do we think Lumine betrayed Ether? First point of discussion, obviously I think everyone's going to kind of have their own opinions on it. I think after this quest, it's like, no, they did not. It is not their. It is not a betrayal of any sort. It was like. It's like what Lumine said in the quest. Sometimes she can't even face her own. I wonder if actually. I'm curious if that moment in the quest is actually gonna like have that glitching effect. Let us find out. Where is it? Yeah, this part right here. I don't know how to face myself sometimes, let alone my own brother. That is... I feel like that's enough proof that Lumine hasn't betrayed Ether. There is enough evidence, in my opinion, to show that it's like... We know that Lumine, technically, I would argue that... not technically, for sure. Lumine has developed a lot more than Ether. So, like... I'm trying to, like, process how to word this. I guess it's a moral thing. To not be able to face the person you care about the most. It's like... I don't know, that's not a betrayal, really. It's just... I don't know. That's just my thoughts, at least. Short answer, she did not... I don't think she betrayed... Like, quote-unquote, betrayed Ether. As Dane said, there was hesitation in our voice when we answered that question. Shows that Ether is still kind of figuring it out. Dainsleif's hesitation at fighting Lumine, I kind of briefly talked about that. The idea that just, after all these years, like, Dainsleif still cares about Lumine. I think that's just an important detail we have to remember. Like I said, people kind of mischaracterized it. They kind of assumed that Dainsleif being distant was him being, like, mean to her. That they didn't get along. And the truth is, they traveled together for a reason, and they clearly had a connection. So that little moment where he kind of like his eyebrows soften, it's a clear sign that he still cares about her after all this time. And the fact that Dainsleif, Lumine even said that like Dainsleif struggled to raise his sword against her. Does only existing in people's memories really count as living? That is a really... that was also a good line. I think that's hard. I think that's hard to... I think my short answer for that is going to be no. existing only in people's memories doesn't count as living, because no matter how much of an influence you have on other people's memories, no matter how much, like, even if you are a sliver of consciousness trying to live through people's memories, living vicariously is not the same as experiencing it yourself. And I think the other, the other question that I would kind of ask to challenge that is, it really, I guess the other, I mean, actually no, this actually might have a different answer. Is it really, okay, well, I originally was going to ask, is it really a memory if that memory is fake? I mean, I guess from how I guess that question kind of be answered from the ending with Atosa being, kind of, I mean, at the end of the day, she still thinks it's real, so I guess even an implanted and altered memory is still a real memory. I don't know I don't know if that's really, I don't know what I wanted to get at from that. But I think, yeah, going back to the whole idea of like existing through other people's memories, it's the idea, I think for me, the way that I would be able to analyze that, like, as an analogy, is, it's like, is living vicariously really, it's like the idea of living vicariously through someone else. Like, I guess it's an example, a parent wanted to be like a professional soccer player, so they pushed their kid to be good at soccer so that they can like kind of live vicariously through their kids' experiences. That's not the same as like you actually living it and experiencing it. And I think from what I can see here, as much as Cari-bert wanted to, like, had his hopes and desires, and he makes those memories, and he makes those memories, implants them, and he can view those people's memories, right? I feel like from the way that this was all worded, he never really felt like he was living it. He never felt that, I guess it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like living vicariously is like it's a false feeling. It's not actually, even if you can kind of experience that same idea of comfort and, like, that same idea of comfort and joy and sorrow from it, it's not really the same. And I think that's maybe the more pessimistic side of it. That's my, like, pessimistic idea of it, but it's not the, I don't think, I guess, yeah, from my opinion on this question, I don't think existing in people's memories would really count as living. Who deprived Cari-bert his right to exist? Heavenly principles. I don't really have much to say on this. I feel that was kind of a direct one, so I don't really know if there's any sort of analyzing I can do with that. Okay, Cari-bert and Atosa. I know when I wrote that down, I know I made the joke, right? I made the joke that, like, oh, ship Cari-bert and Atosa, because that was a really cute ship. I think the other, but I did briefly mention when it was brought up that I was shipping it, and I jumped straight to shipping it. It was brought up, that I tried to bring up that kind of connection in general is it's adorable, and yes, it's generally viewed through a romantic lens, but how they portrayed this kind of relationship in the story is a lot. I would argue it's a lot deeper than like just romantic and stuff like that. I talk about how that kind of connection can be felt between friends, but it is also a feeling that I think it was kind of brought up in the brought up here around like, yeah, he felt like both a family member I could rely on and a friend who could really understand me. I think that even though I was like kind of like, I mean, I was half joking but being half serious when I was shipping it, but even like just this relationship in general, that feeling to be able to talk to someone and rely on them and put that trust in someone is not limited to romanticism. It's any relationship in general, any deep connection, and as I said here, like family or a really good friend. And I think it kind of clicked in my head. I remember I took a kind of a I mean, it was kind of like alluded to here as well. Like I used to have someone like that too, a family member I could talk to. Ether, and I think that scene where you kind of see the dolls of Cari-bert and Atosa on the tree as Lumina and Ether are talking to each other, it was a perfect way to visualize this sentence right here. The idea that they could talk to someone no matter what, the feeling of trust and that connection, it just really showcases like I said, I thought it was a really good parallel that they were alluding to. It was really nice to actually see that in a visual form. And then last thing I have written down is Ether forgetting. Holy shit. Oh my gosh, I was like getting really like philosophical with like all the, you know, fucking literacy analysis and all that stuff and all like the deep subliminal meanings behind everything. Let's just talk about plot writing for a second. It is, I don't know, it's just my opinion, obviously. I feel like it's, let me lower my volume so it doesn't get too loud here. I think it is kind of a cop-out to have Ether forgetting this memory. Like, why would you do that when the whole point of them reuniting is so that Ether can find new meaning in his journey? Because right now he's still thinking like, oh, I need to find my sister, I need to like figure out like the truth and all that stuff. It's like, you would think that like, especially when we're getting to Natlan, we're starting to get into the whole idea of like the whole heavenly principles, like why is she, you know. And once again, we're trying to, you know, once again, like from a storytelling perspective, we are going through this story from Ether's perspective, right? So ideally, we should be kind of having the same development he's having. Right now, before this whole quest happened, the Abyss was primarily depicted as evil. They did not really have a good standing, right? They were primarily evil, and aside from the fact that Lumine was talking about, like, you know, war with the heavenly principles and all that stuff, they weren't necessarily, how do I put this? They weren't necessarily showing us more evidence on, like, the heavenly principles being evil. Like, we kind of had just, like, a one-time mention, and we were like, oh, I guess, like, it's like, and it made us question it, of course, but we never saw, like, actual stuff involved with it. We saw, and I think, you know, and then Fontaine's quest came out, right? Foslore does this whole thing to deceive the heavenly principles. Once again, more evidence that they're not good. They're not pure. They are very far from what you would picture as heavenly. And I feel like this quest was supposed to kind of solidify in, like, our heads that, you know, it really is supposed to solidify this idea for anyone who doesn't really look at the lore that, yeah, Heavenly Principles, not really a good faction of whatever faction that may be. But I kind of feel like the whole point of, like, playing through these quests is that we are technically going through this story with Ether, right? Like, we are the same information that we are learning, the same information that we are developing is somewhat told through Ether's eyes. Like, it's kind of, and of course we get, like, kind of like cutoffs here and there. I'm just not remembering that the Foslore stuff with the, I'm just not remembering the Foslore stuff with the whole situation on the Oratrice. I'm remembering that didn't actually happen with Ether present, so we... Okay, let me go back. Let me rewind a bit. Ether's perspective on the Heavenly Principles is kind of skewed. He kind of still doesn't know about, like, everything. And, yeah, End of Fontaine quest, we kind of get more info on the Heavenly Principles. Ether doesn't. I think what I kind of disliked... Okay, here's what I disliked. This story was the chance to give Ether himself information on the Heavenly Principles. This was his chance to this was like our chance to kind of like give him the perspective that he technically did not have. And we can kind of, and like, I was hoping that what I was hoping was gonna happen at the end of this quest, Ether and Lumine reunite. Lumine kind of gives Ether a new perspective on, like, the journey that Ether's going on. Ether is able to... And what I was hoping with this quest is that when Ether and Lumine have their conversation, Ether comes out of this quest with a new perspective on the world. He comes out with a new perspective onto that, on the Heavenly Principles, and on his journey. And so going further into Natlin, with him finding this, like, meaning of his journey, it's developed. It's a lot more different.
What greater pleasure is there than the unexpected?
It's more of a developed idea that, like, he's not just going on this journey to find his sister. Or to, like, you know, just to meet the Heavenly, or just, you know, find the Archon, and, like, there's, like, more to his journey than just meeting the Archons and finding the Seven and finding his sister. Now he has, like, another goal of, like, really understanding his position on everything. I feel like, you know, this whole, like, patch, honestly, like, the whole 4.0 version and stuff like that, I feel like we've been kind of doing that. We have been kind of... We've slowly been integrating Ether into different perspectives of the quote-unquote evil factions. We've given him new... We're kind of developing his more grace-sided ideals. And I am admittedly... I don't know if maybe it's just, like, an initial feeling. I don't know if I'm maybe missing something right now. I'll probably, you know, I'll look back at this quest later, maybe develop some new feelings on it. But initial information, like, from what I saw with this quest, the initial feeling is that, like, it feels like Ether lost a very big part of development that we could have explored later on, because now he forgets that it even happened in the first place. It's like, right now, as far as I can tell, his journey is still just meeting the Seven, finding his sister, and it's like, that's cool and all, like, I guess that's something, but it just kind of sucks that we now have this interaction, like, as the player, and it doesn't actually it's not gonna it doesn't really amount to much with Ether's character. And I wonder if maybe, and I mean, you know, obviously like this is just the current plot. I don't hate, you know, the development that they've done with this story. I think it's really good. So, you know, maybe a bit of copium, maybe they will kind of develop this a bit further. I do just kind of wish Ether came out of this quest with a bit more, you know, he comes out of this quest with a little, I hope that he came out with a bit more development on his like perspective on the world. It just kind of feels like he hasn't really been offered a new perspective now because it's erased. Is that everything I have to say about this quest? I don't know. I started rambling because I kind of lost track of my thoughts just now with it, but I think aside from the ending, which once again my opinion of that ending might change later on. I think the ending, yeah, that development might change later on. But aside from that, everything else was really solid. Like the actual, aside from forgetting it, obviously, the actual conversation between Ether and Lumine gave us a really good insight into, like, gave us as the player really good insight into Lumine's character. Like why, once, you know, the big question on the mind is like, yeah, why they're reunited? Like why can't Lumine travel with Ether? Like we always wonder that. Like what is the real meaning? And it's not that deep of a meaning. The truth is, Lumine just can't face Ether yet. She has regrets about things she did, and doesn't know how she could possibly face the person she loves the most. I should really make a video on this. You know, honestly, what if I just made a video on this? That'd be so cool. I think it'd be nice to dip into... I feel like I'd be dipping into too much at a time, though. I'm like a theory crafting niche with like concepts as a focus in that theory crafting niche. And now I'm kind of going into a pre-analysis type of video series where I kind of want to just have just so I have a consistent thing. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of losing my train of thought right now. I think my brain's getting fried. I'll sleep on this. I'm gonna sleep on this whole quest. I'm gonna try to like maybe sleep on like what I've gathered from here. But yeah, initial impressions. Ending is a little iffy for me. I loved the quest in general. I think we got a lot of really great information about it. I'm probably gonna end stream now. I think I have everything that I have said. If you guys have been talking in chat, by the way, like, I honestly don't... I genuinely do not see if anyone's been talking in chat. So I don't know if it's just been, like, glitching again, or if something else happened, but... yeah, sorry if I can't see your stuff. Anyway, I'm going to end stream here. Thank you everyone who has been watching, and who has been kind of going on this quest with me. I want to have another concept video up soon, but thank you all for watching the stream and listening to me ramble about the whole story stuff, and I will see you all next time. Bye!